Three Black Guys with a Mic. We on episode 14.
First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of shit.
Sometimes my mama said, you know, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one, okay?
Are you drinking, Maynard?
I don't know.
Are you drinking?
I don't even understand how you could even put Common and Bob Marley and Marvin Gaye. And even Marvin Gaye.
I'm saying that, Lamont. Who's on your iPhone, iPad? Who's in your playlist right now that ain't saying this?
Maynard, I know you a little bit on the right. And Lamont, I know you got that country club lifestyle. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic. Yo, if you're listening to this podcast on iTunes right now, we want you to leave us a review. If you're listening to this podcast on Google Play, leave us a review. If you're checking us out on YouTube or SoundCloud, leave us a review. Let us know how we doing, if we whack or if we dope. And if you think we dope, subscribe to this podcast for new episodes every single Tuesday. Plus, get in on the conversation and like our Facebook page at facebook.com/3blackguysandamic. And now let's start the show. Well, let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 14 of Three Black Guys with a Mic, the urban source for hip-hop and politics. That's what we do here. I'm your host, Spud. Lamont Hayes from BWP Marketing, my man Maynard Scales from SuburbanBlack.com. We all in the building, fellas. How are you guys doing? Are y'all ready to make it happen? Y'all ready to do it? We had a, interesting episode last week, so hopefully we can, get the train back on the tracks.
Yeah, let's tap into that magic. Let's tap into that magic, baby.
Let me just say this real quick. I'm excited. We got our first email.
Nah, we had emails before.
Oh, yeah, we did. You did. You were right. But anyway, we got an email. If you want to email us, give us your feedback on the show. Anything you want to say, it's all good. 3blackguyswithamic@gmail.com. It says, hey, fellas, I heard your podcast last week, and I like what you guys are doing. I was laughing at Lamont talking about his mom and about Santa Claus. Can you ask the fellas if they have any interest in having Cash Me Outside? How about that, Danielle Bergoli, on your podcast? She has up to 5.6 million followers on each IG. Would you guys be interested in having her on a podcast?
Yo. Hey, man, listen, it's too early today, bro. Yo, man. First of all, let me wait. I'm gonna tell you something. I just saw. I think maybe a few hours ago, she got in a fight last night at the club where somebody was paying her like 15 or 20 G's, and I'm sitting up here like, she's a kid. She's doing like kiddie parties. I mean, that's a train wreck. So that's a negative. We don't need that kind of drama over here. We good. Thank you.
That's a no from Lamont. Maynard, you gonna debate him on that one? You willing to have Cash Me Outside on the podcast?
Hey, man, I feel like, first of all, Lamont, I'm a little disappointed. That sounds a little bit like you are Sean Spicer and the president telling CNN they can't even come to the conversation no more. Listen, man, we need to have an opportunity to hear all voices here. Undocumented workers need to come up in here. The LGBT need to be up in here. We need to let everybody in this. If Cash Me Outside wants to come up in here and have a conversation, as long as I don't have to actually cash her outside, I don't have a problem with it.
Listen, man, listen. First of all, I am very guilty of Cash Me Outside being on my social media. But that was before I even knew what this was about, and I couldn't delete it because it was kind of like a pretty cool little post or whatever. But yo, dog, we cannot have that kind of foolishness around here, man. We're gonna take a pass, and if I gotta sound like Sean Spicer for, maybe 2-3 minutes, then me and Sean, we're down. How about that?
Let's get the show started.
Hold on. No, let me ask this real quick. So, Spud, that's how it's going? That Lamont basically he sets the rules for the team? That's how we doing now? This is not a democracy. Don't we have some votes? Can we vote on this?
Listen,
Lamont, is it okay for us to vote at least?
Listen. I forgot the other guy's name, but the little tyrant kid that works for Donald Trump who said that the president will not be questioned. You remember him?
Sean Miller.
Okay. Yeah. So in this instance, I will not be questioned. No, we do not want her on this podcast. God bless her. Next.
Damn.
All right, let's
Motherfucker
get
like
it started, man. Let's get it started.
Vladimir Putin.
The
That's some
world
Putin style.
is in a frenzy right now. The world is in a frenzy. It's crazy over shETHER. I mean, oh my gosh. Remy. I mean, first Meek Mill, now Nicki Minaj. I mean, oh my goodness. Talk about murder. Let me just start with, Lamont. I mean, I missed the backstory. So can you bring us up to speed on how this whole thing even came about? Because I missed the backstory.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I might have missed some of it too, because there was a lot of conversation with Remy that her and Nikki was mad cool. But obviously, maybe what we saw, what she said on many an interview and in many a radio interview, in many print interviews, I thought they was cool. So
I mean, Remy gave her, when she hold up real quick, man. I mean, when she did when she got Female Rapper of the Year from the BET Awards last year. I mean, Remy Ma tweeted, Nicki Minaj tweeted back. Now all of a sudden, shETHER is out there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I thought it was all kumbaya. I thought everybody wanted to play nice. But obviously, Remy has something else on her chest. And I mean, and before Maynard tries to put his old school 1982 hip hop spin on this, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, is 2017. I am so not mad at Remy Ma, because what she did is, first you got to remember, the big, humongous record, Lean Back. The real reality is that her verse was the best verse in the record. So we know that Remy has this in her, and she just ignited a whole new energy. You know what I mean? I think in rap music right now that I think is really, really needed. So, I mean, whether it's real, whether it's fake, whatever it is, she went at old girl's juggler. But be very clear. This is Nicki Minaj. Yep, she's a cartoon character. Yep, she's this, and that. But be very clear, she got a couple shooters in terms of writers, not physical shooters, that could write her something that will really put Remy to bed.
Yeah, but she still loses, though. If she got writers that's going to write her diss rhyme, she still loses.
Listen, man, let's not get all caught up in all of them shenanigans of who writes what, X, Y, and Z. I don't give two shakes of a shot at none of that. Because in all real reality, Jay-Z, who we consider to be one of the greatest rappers of all time, one of my favorite rappers. No, I'm just telling you, one of my favorite records that he made was written by a rap artist from Detroit. So, I mean, we don't really want to get into that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
No, we don't. We want to leave Hove alone.
So,
we don't need no problems with Hove, Rock Nation, the Beehive, and none of them people. I don't need none of them people knocking on my door. And now they got Jim Jones too. I don't need none of them problems.
Yeah. But let's just stay away from all of that. Who, X, Y, and Z. We're looking for some excitement. We're looking for some drama. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it all on the record so nobody gets hurt. No, none of that violence, none of the other kind of stuff, because it's good for everybody. And I mean everybody. So here we go with this 1982 shit. Come on, man. Let's go.
Nah, I'm just gonna say it. Like, first, let me hold on. Let me do this. Y'all probably can't hear, but I'm pouring out some from my dead homies right now. Just let y'all know. Yo, Remy bodied her. Yo, let me tell y'all a secret. I think I already said this to Spud, Lamont. You know I love you, man. You my dude. You get on the wrong side of Remy Ma, man, you on your own for that shit, yo. I'm just letting you know I am not getting involved with Remy Ma. That was serious. And so for her, these are the things that I think should happen. A, Nikki should not respond. B, Nikki needs to go ahead and get reconstructive surgery on her face. C, she needs to go ahead and mess around and join the witness protection program. And D, the next time she gets in front of the mic, it should be at a congressional hearing saying that she's against black on black crime and she wants to just press charges or some shit of that nature. She got bodied, my dude. There's no coming back from that. The best way to get over this whole situation is to just be like, yo, I don't think it even happened, or she wasn't talking to me. I don't even know how you get over it. It was just horrific. It was horrific.
Lamont, she said she banged Ebro, dog. I mean, she banged Ebro. I mean, better than we do.
Listen, let me just say this, man. This was wonderful for Ebro. God bless him, with his new beautiful baby and the whole family thing he got going on in his crib. Only thing that did, it just made the advertisers at Coca-Cola, Tide, and General Mills excited because everybody wants to listen now to Hot 97 to see what Ebro has to say, to see if Nikki's going to come on the show or Remy's going to come on the show. This is what you call theater. You know what I'm saying?
It might be theater. Listen, it might be theater, but first of all, I think she called it shETHER. And I'm going to tell you something. Somewhere in these next couple of questions, Spud is going to ask us the greatest rap disses of all time or the beef. But first, this is not even a beef. It's not a battle. This is nothing. This is some bully shit that she shut this shit down. There's no coming back from this. And then it might sell records or it might make some ratings and all that. But I'm going to tell you what it really did. I don't care what Nicki Minaj, who she could have 7 people come and write something for her. But a lot of them writers are probably sitting there saying, hey, yo, Nick, now, come on, let's just not do this. Let's try something different. Because this shit, she bodied her, dude.
No,
she bodied her.
Honestly,
listen, hold on. Let me say one last thing, and I'm gonna shut up. That level of writing, like when it's about ratings or it's about how Nas and Jay were just trying to really rile up some excitement. It was, borderline, sideline, halfway, kind of personal. Yo. Spud, how many sexual trysts did she name? Then she turned around and said, when your butt flopped, you were supposed to give the boy couldn't get boxed for 90 days. You were supposed to at least give him top. You ain't. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I don't like my man. On Facebook, my man Kev on stage, Christian comedian, just came out and he basically just dropped it. Lord, please put a protective hedge around Nicki Minaj. Remy Ma just came at her just. I mean,
so Lamont, can Nikki? Well, one, should Nikki respond to it, and 2, can she come back from it? We all know Nikki's dope. Let's not, get it twisted. Nikki's dope. Whoever's writing her lyrics, or if she's writing her lyrics, she's dope. But I gotta side with Maynard on this one. She did get bodied in this one. I don't see it. And the response time, where Meek Mill messed up. In delaying the response time has to be in the next 24 hours. If not, but this is your area of expertise.
Listen,
Can
man,
she come back from this, and should she respond?
Listen, man, you all with these old antiquated hip-hop rules of the game, who said she has to respond in 24 hours? And again, I'm not want to make it sound like I'm the biggest Nicki fan like that. And you see how Maynard's being disrespectful? People are not respecting that girl. She got a machine behind her, bro. I'm down with the rim. I get all of that. But just be careful what you ask for. Because Nikki, she has the, what's the word I'm looking for? The bandwidth to let this thing go out long and strong. I think somebody said it best. Nikki's net worth might be at about 200 million, and Remy's probably is about 200,000. Now, maybe that ain't actually how it goes, but it just shows you the disparity of the resources between these two people. And she had to come out first. She had to jab. Nikki can do what Floyd Mayweather does consistently.
So y'all missed something. You missed something. So Nikki actually shot first. On the Gucci Man album, on the Gucci Man Make Love joint. Nikki shot first. And Nikki actually shot a long time ago when she basically said that she and Remy Ma had a sexual relationship. Y'all ain't up on that.
I missed that. No, I ain't up on that one.
Go to YouTube. There's a YouTube video where Nikki saying that she had Remy eat the box. It was just
I hope
Nikki's
this ain't alternative facts, is it, Lamont? I mean, this ain't alternative facts.
I'm saying go to YouTube and look it up.
I want to be as factual as possible. I gotta look that one up.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, still, whether she said it, I just feel like a lot of it, like you said, could be. This is all for show, bro. Like I'm looking as we speak, Maynard, of what you just said, but neither here nor there. Nikki's shots didn't do what Remy's shot did. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And let me tell you why. Because you could talk to 200 million versus 200,000, but when you are involved with hip hop, that's all good and that's fun and that's nice and cute. You can get on stage with Justin Timberlake and be in some movies and you can be a superstar and that's great. But when you involved with hip hop, credibility is everything. Street cred is everything. And what Spud said, well, I don't agree that it has to be 24 hours. The streets is watching, homie. And that ain't from 1982. The streets is watching. And yo, Nick's thing right now, first it was the Meek Mill debacle, and Meek obviously couldn't get his situation straight with Drake. And he, when Issa Rae is tweeting, yo, Nikki, don't Meek this up. That's letting everybody know right now, you really are having, watching you.
You only got one shot. Nikki, you got that's what everybody's saying. You got one shot. Because you can mess this up very, very quickly. Now, Lamont, I understand your point. I get it. This is not going to brutal Nicki Minaj's career, right? Like you said, she's worth $200 million. It ain't going to matter. She can just put out another album, and this can all go away. It ain't going to be no issue, none whatsoever. And you know what? At the end of the day, Nicki Minaj is in the movies, and Remy Ma's still on Love and Hip Hop, which I can't wait for the finale part 2 tonight anyway. But that's a whole other Jenny Jones show. Anyway, so let's talk about the greatest diss record of all time. Speaking of disses, Maynard, because you're from 1982, let's start with you. What would you say the greatest diss record of all time is?
So many. Obviously Ether was dope. Obviously shETHER came out, and I think that kind of eclipsed Nas's joint. But I probably had to mess around right now with The Bridge Is Over, because at the end of it all, Chris said it's over. Chris said it's over.
Yo, man, you my man, but you just show me every week how you are so whack. You are uber whack, dude.
Oh, God.
Did you not say The Bridge Is Over?
Yeah. What is the problem?
Spud, what are we doing here, bro? What are we doing? I'm about to go get a drink of water, bro. What are we doing? Can we need to stop the podcast, man. Did you say The Bridge Is Over?
Tell me what problem you have with that.
Oh my gosh, Maynard.
Hold on. Last week, and I don't know if we actually dropped it out there, but did y'all not say, "Oh, Chris is the greatest. He has shut down all the motherfuckers and shit is great."
Absolutely, but not the greatest diss song of ever, Negro. What are you doing over there, bro?
Shit, yo, that's that shit. The Bridge Is Over is that shit.
Oh, that is literally 1982, though, Maynard. That literally is 1982.
Trying to tell you, man.
There's
like
50 more of them after The Bridge Is Over. I mean, not saying that The Bridge Is Over is not
here
up
you
there.
go. LL Cool J's to break it dawn. He just
you are now still proving the point. Even still, you're still proving the point.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
shit.
God.
So I like classic hip hop and y'all don't.
Oh my goodness gracious, gosh, that is.
I love classic hip hop. I love
classic hip hop too, man. But damn, man,
what classic rapper do you love most?
Lamont, what is the greatest diss record of all time in your opinion?
Because
Lamont, just name the greatest hip hop diss record of all time. Don't. Just give a name.
Watch this. Why don't you fall back and let me give my space?
Give it up.
We got a new train director who's directing this train. This is not episode 13, so just fall back, Playboy. Now, to me, one of the greatest beefs in hip hop, of course, and you got to be careful how you do this, was between Tupac and Biggie. Okay, So you can either pick a Tupac record or you can pick a Biggie record. I'm a Biggie guy, so I got to go with Who Shot Ya? You feel what I'm saying? So now, if you call that not classic hip hop, then we got another problem. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, Tupac did come with some records that was on the diss type tip. That was really heavy. But my vote is for Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G., Who Shot Ya? Now what you got, man? What you gonna say about that?
I like that record. I love that record.
Listen, the crazy thing about it is why can't
I have an opinion and let my opinion be my opinion? I didn't say that your opinion was wrong, did I? I said I love that record.
Because you had to, man, because you embarrassed yourself.
No, I didn't embarrass myself.
In front of all of our podcast listeners The Bridge Is Over.
The Bridge Is Over is classic. That shit is classic. So, not that this is the authority on all things. Complex has The Bridge Is Over as number 4. It has Ether at 2 or 3. It has Jay's Takeover, and it has Hit 'Em Up. Those are like 1, 2, and 3. And then The Bridge Is Over is 4. That's a respectable entry. I like The Bridge Is Over.
Listen, man, Complex is not the
I said they're not.
That is not the King James version.
I didn't say.
Of
I
hip-hop.
didn't say they were. I didn't say they were. But if I.
But you were reaching. You were reaching for complex, like they were going to help you in your argument that the bridge is over.
So then, who can I go to? Can I check with the source, because the source has similar information? Oh, well, we ain't talking about the source no more. Can I check with Vibe? I mean, who? I like it. That's you. That question was for me, and I answered the question the way I wanted. And then
get out of your feelings. Get out of your feelings. Get out of your feelings.
Other people have the same shit. The other people are saying, "Yo, the bridge is over."
Why are you all in your feelings? Why are you all in your feelings? It ain't that it's not a great diss record. It's just it's from 1982. That's the only problem.
It's not from 1982, and B, it's classic. It's from 87. It's classic. It's classic. It's timeless, homie. It's timeless.
So, man, let me ask you a question. I don't think so either. Let me ask you this question. So, if you saw everybody out there, throwing rocks at a window, are you saying that just because they're doing it, that it's okay to do it? Are you basing your argument on because of what Complex said or what Double XL or Vibe magazine? You saying that what you're saying is valid? Is that what you're telling me?
What I'm saying is, before I knew that Complex and Source had it ranked so high, I already felt that way. And when y'all started bagging, I was like, well, let me just check and make sure I ain't tripping. And I went and checked, and my opinion aligns with their opinion. Okay. That's it.
And
but why do you feel that way? Why do you feel like it's so-and-so or it's such and such? Because a lot of people love that record. I love this record. That's all. I mean, I didn't say Roxanne Shante.
You almost did. You might as well have.
He get ready to start talking about the movie.
That was dope, yo. That was dope.
We'll be right back right after this with three black guys with a mic. Wendy's, oh, how we love some Wendy's. The big news about Wendy's 4 for $4 meal just got even bigger. You know what it is. Wendy's been down with us since our podcast started. So, see how a choice of a junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT just changed the value game all over again. Meal includes a choice of a junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT, 4-piece nugget, small fries, and a drink. So if you need some fresh food, not frozen, if you need fresh food in your life, you need to head over to Wendy's. It's all fresh, never frozen, at a participating Wendy's for a limited time. This offer is not valid in Alaska and Hawaii. There is nothing more sexier than seeing a classy, sexy, pretty, beautiful, long hair flowing woman puffing on a cigar. There ain't nothing more flyer than that. So ladies, if you like cigars or if you just want to up your game, then you need to check out Exquisite Reserve. The new chapter of Exquisite Reserve has begun, and all Exquisite Reserve cigars are handmade with the finest tobaccos from the Dominican Republic. Now, ladies, if you like mild cigars because you don't like all that smell or you don't want to be coughing, they got mild cigars as well. It's all good, but they also got medium and full-body cigars for the more aged and the more mature cigar smoker. They got Connecticut, Sumatra, Sun-Grown, Carrillo, Maduro, and aged Dominican wrappers. Now, we've had the pleasure of enjoying Exquisite Reserve's line Signature One, the Royal Excellent, the La Victoria, the Triumph, the Genesis, and the 1991. These are all great cigars. All great cigars. So ladies, if you want to step your game up with your man, you need to go to exquisitereserve.com. Get him a nice cigar. Y'all can sit on the back porch, or y'all can go to the beach, or y'all can just chill, or go to a cigar lounge and hang out with an Exquisite Reserve cigar. With all styles and sizes from Robusto, Corona, Churchill, Torpedo, and Gordo. Log on now to exquisitereserve.com and place an order for you and your man. And follow him on Facebook and Instagram under Exquisite Reserve and on Twitter at Exquisite Reserve without the E. So ladies and fellas, if you want a nice cigar, if you want to up your game, ladies, and up your sexiness up, and fellas, if you want to have your girl looking a lot more fly these days, introduce your lady to Exquisite Reserve. It's more than cigars. It's a lifestyle. And now back to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 14 of Three Black Guys with a Mic. Man, we are moving on. Let's get into politics real quick. On Saturday, Tom Perez became the first Latino person to be the chairman of the DNC. He is now going to lead the Democratic Party to hopefully some victories in 2018 and hopefully in 2020. Made Keith Ellison his number 2. Maynard, let's go to you. What does this look like? Is this a win for the Democratic Party? Is this going to revitalize and energize the Democratic Party? Or do people who really wasn't down, Bernie Sanders and a couple other people who wasn't really in agreement with, Tom Perez being the DNC chair, is this going to further divide the Democratic Party, or is this going to be an opportunity where you got Keith Ellison and Tom Perez actually running the DNC? Is this going to be a win for the Democrats coming up in 2018 and 2020?
Okay, there's like 12 questions. Okay.
Answer them all, damn it. Answer all of them.
All right. So what we should know is this. That Tom Perez, obviously, like you said, he won. He was in the Clinton administration. He was in the Obama administration, and Keith came in second. He is from Minnesota. Blah blah blah. Okay, he's in the House. There is some background rumblings that there are people who are upset that Keith did not win. But
is that everything I just said? I just said all that stuff.
Hold on. I said there's some people, but can I finish? God damn. But that's sour grapes in some respect. This is a good look because the Democratic Party can't go so far left that they lose the people who they really need to attract. They got the left. The left ain't going nowhere. I'm not saying don't service the left. I'm saying you got to get over there and find out how you can win some of those people who are in, Madison Heights, Michigan. You got to try to figure out how to win them. And they're not trying to hear anything crazy far left. They're trying to hear some.
Are they trying to hear a Latino, though? Are they trying to hear a Latino? That's a good question because,
they may not be trying to hear Latino, but I think they have, I think they have a bigger problem. I think people who are having issues with race and things of that nature have a greater problem with Muslims than they have with Latinos.
Okay.
This is what I'll say, and I'll make it real. If you were building a basketball team and you had Jordan and you had Carmelo Anthony and you had LeBron James and Allen Iverson, and then you were like, damn, we really need another scorer, you missed the boat. No, you got the greatest scorers in right there. You don't need another scorer. You need defense. We have.
Were you dissing Carmelo Anthony last week?
Huh?
Weren't you dissing Carmelo Anthony last week?
Yeah, Carmelo Anthony is a phenomenal scorer. He's just not a great winner, but he's a scorer. He's one of the best scorers of all time, but he's just not a winner. What I'm saying is the Democratic Party, if look, what remember, we had votes. We got 3 million more. Hillary got 3 million more votes than Donald Trump. So we're not having a problem reaching people in New York and Los Angeles and in parts where progressives really live. We're having problems reaching those people who are in the middle, who say, I voted for Barack and I voted for Trump and I voted for Romney and I voted, they're kind of in that waffle space. You're not going to attract them with a progressive.
With that silence, that goes to show that the man is not going to respond. So
no. See, here's the deal. Because when Maynard kind of gets on these soapboxes, you have to kind of take a moment and just let this shit soak in a little bit. And I'm just so confused and flabbergasted and dumbfounded and just, I'm like a dog just kind of chasing my tail in a circle for a minute because here's my question. Or first of all, what's a waffle space, Maynard?
Those people,
are you saying that the people in West Virginia do they like waffles, or what do you mean? The people in like Columbus, Ohio, they eat waffles? I'm confused. What does that mean?
I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to totally ignore that. You know what I'm speaking of.
No,
I mean,
that's what I'm asking.
I'm saying there are people who flip flop. People who are on this side of the issue and then on that side of the issue. We call them independents typically, but they're kind of wiffle waffle and they're kind of in between and they don't know exactly where they go.
So that's what I'm asking.
But you knew what the hell I was saying. Don't act like that. Don't be that way. That is so disrespectful.
Listen. So are you saying,
sir?
So are you saying that people who you called waffles are people who flip flop or who have a difference of opinion that goes back and forth? Is that what you're saying?
I said, let me just kind of restate it. I said there are people.
No, give us a short. Give us a short version.
I said there are people who are in that waffle space. I didn't call them waffles.
Okay, so they waffle. So they're in a waffle space. Do they eat the waffles? Is it like a circle or a square?
Never mind.
I'm just clarifying.
Go with what you want to discuss. Go with what you want to discuss.
I'm saying. You said they're in a waffle space. So are they in a room filled with waffles? I mean, is it butter and syrup? I mean, come on, my dude. I'm trying to get you to help me understand. Because you just, you go into these political rants and I'm just so confused. And but I don't know what to say. I mean, I have my own opinion, but...
Well, what's your opinion then? Give your damn opinion. Well, don't worry about mine. Don't worry about mine. You have your own mind. Give your opinion.
Listen, when I have my waffles, I like scrambled egg and turkey sausage and the glass of 2% milk to go with my waffles. So I'm just trying to understand, when you talk about all of this waffling, it had me start thinking about breakfast.
You are a fool. You are a straight fool.
No, I'm just saying. So let's get back on point. And honestly, though, if from what I'm hearing you say, Maynard, is that the brother who is a Latino is not going to be able to garner, or fill in the hole, so to speak, that the DNC has, i.e. some of those places like in West Virginia, some of the coal miners that want to be put back to work. They're not impressed, or that you're saying that Perez won't speak to that crowd. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think you just listening altogether wrong. No, I didn't say that at all.
Well, tell us what you said, but see if you could do it in the short version.
All right. So what I'm saying is Keith Ellison represents the more progressive wing of the Democratic Party. Tom Perez represents the more moderate wing. We don't have a problem attracting progressives. We don't actually have a problem attracting voters. We had 3 million more votes for Hillary Clinton than Donald Trump. We have a problem catching those people who would be more close to moderate Democrats than progressive Democrats. We're having a problem attracting independents and Republicans who are on the fence to come over to the Democrat space. That's why we lose in these small races in some parts of Michigan or some parts of Wisconsin, et cetera.
So based on your point, you're saying that Perez is a win.
I'm saying that the 1-2 punch is an excellent look. Yes.
Okay, so with Perez at the lead, that's because you're basically saying because he's a little bit more moderate. The problem that we had in this last election is that we weren't able to attract the more moderate, voter, those people in, Macomb County and, Madison Heights, Michigan, those in the, in the Reagan era, in the Reagan area of Michigan, those people were vulnerable and those people were able to vote for Donald Trump because we didn't have the more moderate Democrat. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we got to move on. Lamont, the Oscars was last night at a big night. Russell Simmons, he did his All Deaf Digital Awards, movie awards. Before we get into the, recapping the Oscars, I want to first start with, the All Deaf Movie Awards, which I appreciate. And I watched it, and I want to get you guys' opinion on it. I appreciate what Russell Simmons is doing. I know he's doing, and trying to create the voice for the voiceless. And his speech in the All Deaf Movie Awards was very on point in regards to giving, those people awards and giving them the opportunity to be able to shine. And also being able to show Hollywood that Black America and hip hop at that, for that nature, can actually make movies, and we need a seat at the table. From what hear him saying. But I gotta get your opinion, Lamont. What did you think about the actual award show? Is he doing a service to Hollywood, or is he doing a disservice to Hollywood by throwing the All Def Movie Awards?
Well, I think he's doing a service for, I think the new and the trailblazing filmmakers. I think Hollywood itself, man, I think overall, that machine's already built. That's a fine, well-tuned machine that's going to do what it's going to do. I think what he's creating is a good thing. I mean, if I have to go back, like Maynard does, go back to 1982 when Russell started Def Jam, you know what I'm saying? Or before Def Jam, there was Rush, when it was all about rolling with Rush. I mean, Russell, he's a trailblazer. He's a pioneer. He's the one that first comes in the building and sets things up. So I think he's doing nothing different than what he did back in that day, what he's doing present day. And, I applaud the brother for that. So I think, trying to go up against Hollywood, I mean, he's not going to change that. Just like he didn't, he moved the needle in the music business, but he didn't change the music business. So I think, and when I say that, I mean, the way the music business operated at the heyday of Def Jam, before Def Jam and after Def Jam, as a music business totally, it's still the same. So that it's just his creative mindset and what he was able to bring to the culture. Now that was different. So I think he's doing the same in that. But again, those big movie houses, let them do what they do, man. You know what I mean? So I think he's not going to be able to combat that. But the creatives, he's giving them a platform, and I think that's wonderful. Maynard?
What did you actually think about the show?
You mean in terms of you mean production-wise?
Yeah, production and the categories, and it's like, okay, you're trying to provide an alternative for the Oscars. That's what it seems like. I hope I'm not wrong on that. But some of the categories is like, best sex scene, and it's like it's not really.
You trying not to call it cheesy?
It's cheesy, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's cheesy, bro. Listen, man. Listen. Sometime when you're a pioneer, when you're a trailblazer, and you're not going to get it right the first time. Maybe not the first 5, 10, 12 times. So I think, again, the production value, probably right. It probably could have been a little bit better. It could have been a little bit produced better. But, at the end of the day, it still shine light. We're talking about it. And what it's about to me is for the creatives, for the people that create the content. It gives them, like you talked about Kev earlier. I think Maynard talked about Kev. Kev, who is a Christian comic, who has a really big, role over there at ADD. Shout to that guy. I mean, because some of the stuff that he's able to put out, he wouldn't have that outlet without Russell and what they doing over there. So I think, he's helping feed a lot of families. He's bringing that comedy space back into the digital world, even into the, taking it to the screen. So again, I got to give him kudos on that, man. He so we got to let him get it past with the cheesiness. You know what I'm saying? I get it. The cheddar's whack with a little bit of Gouda. He got it in there, a little Parmesan. It's corny, but we'll get through it. We'll muddle through it.
Maynard?
His feelings are hurt now, so that's okay. He went back in his little corner.
I want to put the Parmesan on my spaghetti. I don't understand. And what the hell are you talking about, man? Was it whack or was it not whack? That's all he asked you.
It was cheesy, my dude.
Okay,
I know
then.
that.
Then
I know cheesy.
Then say that, because you talked
cheesy.
all around and apologized 50 times for, because blah. No, it was either Russell Simmons has been in the game long enough to either put out an excellent program or a not excellent program. He's had Def Comedy Jam. He's had a dozen other things. He's produced movies. He can hire the best of the best, and all that's great. If you think it was cheesy, then you think that Russell missed the mark. That's it. Then just say that. Don't sit here and make a whole bunch of excuses. And before too long, I think you were trying to say that we need to all thank Russell for helping me pay my damn mortgage. I don't know what the hell you were saying, because in the ADD space and the so-and-so, and he's out there because of Russell, and then blah, and then as a result, Maynard made his car note. What the fuck?
So
I don't know what you're saying.
Are you still upset? Maynard,
no, I listened. Spud, did you hear that long ass rant that ultimately went nowhere? Spud, did you hear that shit?
You did go a little long, Big Willie. You did go a little.
No, son. Maynard is still mad because the bridge is over. Is not hot.
He went long to wind up where though, Spud? Where did he wind up? apologizing for the cheesiness. You got to let Russell, because he's a creative, because it was cheesy, but it's his first time at it. So we're going to be okay with it. And then then he turned around and said, well, he entered the space in 1982, entered the media space in 1982, but this is his first time at it. Come on, man. Come on, man.
What did you think? Did you think it was whack, or did you think it was, a good look?
I thought that the categories were funny. I didn't watch it. I don't watch the Oscars. I don't watch the Emmys, the Grammy. I don't watch any of that stuff typically. I just kind of check the flicks on it afterwards anyway. But I thought that the categories were hilarious. I thought it was in fact not satire, but just a refreshing look on how you can do things and have another awards program. I don't think we need more awards programs though, but whatever.
Well, let's talk about the actual Oscars. I think last night the Oscars had the most African Americans winners in the history of the Oscars. And I don't know if we are, making progress, or if that was because last year was Oscars so white and now the Oscars are making up for, all the things that they didn't do last year. I think that we all agree that Moonlight got snubbed. Let me first go back. I hope that you all agree that Denzel Washington just got snubbed because he didn't win anything. And that to me is amazing, even though Viola Davis won for Best Supporting Actress for Fences, and shout out to, I hope I don't say his name wrong, but Mauricio Ali. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry, for winning Best Supporting Actor, for Moonlight. But then at first, as we all know, the big storyline today was La La Land was Best Picture, and then somebody got it wrong. I don't know if it was Warren Beatty or if it was the Academy or Price Waterhouse or who got it wrong. And Moonlight actually won. And I'm like, dang, they didn't even really get the actual time, to get out there. Lamont, what was your thought on the Oscars?
Well, first of all, man, I got to say this. Since we getting stuff off our chest, man.
God damn. He asked you what your thought on. Don't come for me. I'm going to start writing my damn
my G, let me get this out, man.
I'm going to start writing shETHER over here.
Listen, let me get this out, man. So, one day, it was a Sunday, me and my wife, we decided to go to the movies, man. I said, let's go see this Fences movie. And when I tell y'all that was the most sleepiest, driest movie that I've ever seen in my life, I personally didn't enjoy it. Yo, dog, I didn't like it. Listen, man, Maynard told me that we should all be able to have our own opinion. And if Maynard is going to think that The Bridge Is Over is the greatest diss record ever, I should be able to say that I just didn't enjoy Fences. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
But this is coming from a guy who said that Suicide Squad was a good movie, so I understand your point.
No, I was on a plane. It was a coast-to-coast ride, and that movie came in handy. But
okay, I ain't mad at you.
And I'm gonna say that as overall as a movie. Now the acting, because I do think when you start to take those kind of measures. Was it believable? Absolutely. I thought those characters that they played, whether it was Viola Davis, big shout to her, it was a lot of snot and crying going on. That's kind of like her MO, you know what I'm saying? But I get it. Even Denzel, when he played that particular role, I get it. I just didn't enjoy the movie. So when he didn't win, I was like, okay, because the movie really wasn't that hot to me anyway. But overall, I think it was produced well. I think Jimmy Kimmel was hilarious. I think, the kid, Gary from Chicago, who's going to be on Jimmy's show tonight, hopefully he gets a little money out of this because they kind of made him be the baboon of the show for a minute, but it's cool, whatever. I think the Moonlight kids, I said this back in October. I was on social media talking about the movie when I saw how they were positioning that movie to be the little engine that could. And when I saw the subject matter of that particular movie, and we also have to understand who produced that movie. Plan B, which is the same company that did 12 Years a Slave. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's, come on, Maynard, help me out. I know you're mad at me this episode, but I think that's Brad Pitt's company. So there's a kind of lot of backstory that goes on in Hollywood that kind of made that, be the little engine that could. And it was a very good movie. The way that it was presented was something different than when I saw it and what it was. But I get it. I understand it. I understand how that whole particular, the voting process goes. So I wasn't surprised when I saw that it won. And I think that last little bit of it was all theater. I don't think that Price Waterhouse would have made a mistake, or a stagehand would have been allowed to make a mistake like that on purpose. That's just me. Because it just made for more clicks, more views, more YouTube plays. I mean, that is what it is. And that's the world we living in now, you know? So that's my thoughts.
All right, well, let's take a break real quick. More Three Black Guys with a Mic. I don't know what is up with this episode.
You know what, man? What we gonna do today, bro? I'm just gonna let you just do the rest of the podcast. How about that?
I'm out. I would hope so. You just took 20 minutes on that.
More Three Black Guys with a Mic right after this, y'all. Exciting news, people! They are back! A new chapter has begun at Exquisite Reserve. All Exquisite Reserve cigars are handmade with the finest tobacco from Dominican Republic. Their brand consists of mild, medium, and full-body cigars in Connecticut, Sumatra, sun-grown, Criollo, Maduro, and aged Dominican. Now, if you know us, we are cigar connoisseurs. We love nice, fresh cigars. No matter where they come from, we love them all. And we personally had the pleasure of enjoying Exquisite Reserve line, Signature One, Royal Elegance, La Victoria, Triumph, Genesis, and the 1991. These are all great cigars for your humidor in all styles and sizes. Robusto, Corona, Churchill, Torpedo, and Gordo. Now, not every cigar is created equal. The goal of Exquisite Reserve is to fashion a vintage experience blended with excellence and consistency for cigar enthusiasts around the world, one light at a time. You better get yourself a box right now. All you got to do is log on to exquisitereserve.com and place an order, or follow them on Facebook and Instagram under Exquisite Reserve, and on Twitter at Exquisite Reserve without the E. Trust me. If you are a cigar smoker and you love a nice cigar, Exquisite Reserve is a cigar for you. Exquisite Reserve is more than cigars. It's a lifestyle, my man. You know, I've never been to Wendy's and my food is still cold. My fries are cold. I've never been to Wendy's and the mustard is hanging off of the burger, and, you know, the ketchup is all on the top of the bun. And, you know, I've never been to Wendy's and had that problem. So that's the reason why we're down with Wendy's, because you need fresh food in your life. You need to stop going to those places that just throw your burger on your bun and don't give you any special attention. Making sure that the presentation of your burger looks good. So you need to head over to Wendy's and grab yourself a 4 for $4. Meal includes choice of a junior bacon cheeseburger or a crispy chicken BLT, plus 4-piece nuggets, small fries, and a drink. So you ain't got to worry about going to Wendy's and getting a frozen food, because it's always fresh, never frozen, at a participating Wendy's for a limited time. Offer not valid in Alaska and Hawaii. Now back to the show, homie. All right, let's go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the week again where we all have to suffer through the next 5 minutes with Maynard's 5 minutes of fame. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself for what is going to happen. The views and opinions of Three Black Guys with a Mic, or let me just say that right. The views and opinions of Maynard Scales are not the views and opinions of Three Black Guys with a Mic. So if he offends somebody, ladies and gentlemen, it is only on Maynard Scales. It is not up on Spud or Lamont Hayes. We just want to put that out there before we get started. Maynard, the floor is yours.
First of all, let me say something about that disclaimer. That just means that Spud and Lamont ain't really got my back. That's what they're saying. That's on some bull. That is on some bull. Let me tell you something. I told y'all in the beginning of the show, and I was just joking. But if Remy Ma and y'all get into it, I got your back, man. I got your back. I mean, I don't want to use my government name, but I got your back. All right? Well, let me just say this. There's been some craziness going on in the game. My man, Muhammad Ali Jr., gets stopped at the airport, can't get back into the country. Is asked where he got his name from. Ask where'd you get that name? And are you a Muslim? What is going on in America these days? He is an American citizen. He was born in America. He's been in Puerto Rico and he's been abroad, but he can't come back into the country because his name is Muhammad Ali Jr. His father, one of the greatest boxer in all history here in America, worldwide, he can't come back. Trump, I'm going to need you to get that together, my dude. You got to get that together, because that is just foolishness. All right. Next thing I want to talk about is 60 HBCU presidents met with Don Trump and the administration about his initiative for the future. The question is, everybody gave little Talladega State a lot of headache over performing in the inauguration. People were trying to, black folks out here, we can't, we gonna boycott them and blah, blah, blah. They got a nice little come up. They raised something like $500,600,000 for scholarships and everything else. Here's 60 black colleges, 60 of the biggest black colleges all jumping up. There's only 117, 120 black colleges, so half of them went. Is this a good look or no? I think it's a good look right now. I think if there's some money for these black colleges to help black students and stay in the game, or if there's going to be a turn down on what the government's going to do to support black colleges, the voices of those presidents need to be heard, and that's a good look. No matter how it turns out, we can't be absent at the table at this point. I don't think Steve Harvey and Ray Lewis and Jim Brown should be at the table first, but these 60 black college presidents, they need to be there. I appreciate that. Next. Oh my goodness. Talking about witness protection program, where is Kellyanne Conway? I have not seen her ass. She is like Carmen Sandiego. She is missing. So I just want to let y'all know. I know I gave her the Cactus of the Week a couple weeks back. Lamont, Spud, if y'all see her, let her know that we do care for her and we want to make sure that she don't die or whatever. But they have basically sidelined her, and she is playing somewhere in the B leagues or the Bush leagues or something like that. Like, she ain't playing for the Sixers. She playing for the 87ers or something like that, because Kellyanne Conway has been disappeared real fast. And lastly, I really don't have a cactus right now. I'm going to tell you why. I think Remy basically took an opportunity to give Nikki a cactus. Spud took my cactus last week, but between the two of them, it just can't be topped. So that's all I got. That's it. That's it.
Kellyanne Conway is shopping for Ivanka clothes right now, so that's what she's up to. She's still shopping for them Ivanka clothes, so that's where she's been at. But let me go back to Muhammad Ali being the second greatest boxer of all time.
Talk about it.
There was a black man. His name was Jack Johnson.
Here you go with that 1982 shit, man. What is up with you in this? What did you do this weekend? Did you watch Back to the Future Part 1, 2, and 3 this weekend? And you are stuck in the times. I mean, are you seriously talking about Jack Johnson right now?
Jack Johnson's the greatest of all time. Simple as that. If you want to,
are you kidding me?
Jack Johnson's the greatest of all time.
Maynard. Jack Johnson,
Maynard.
Maynard.
Of all time. He's the greatest of all time.
So Spud, now you see what I'm dealing with over here, man. Now you see what I'm talking about. First he started with the bridge is over, and I'm not letting that go, bro. I'm not. And then he come with this. See what I'm saying?
Jack Johnson, Maynard.
Jack Johnson knocked 40 motherfuckers out in his lifetime. Jack Johnson's the greatest of all time, my dude. They used to put Jack Johnson in the ring and make him fight 3 different fighters in one day, and he whipped all of them. He would fight 20-round fights. He would fight 20 rounds of fight 3 times in a day and whip everybody. He's the greatest of all time, dude.
Hey, Spud, can we have a moment of prayer for Maynard? Can we just do that, bro? I think that's what he need, man. Yeah, we might. Dear Lord, we don't know what Maynard's going through. We love him. He's one of our brothers. But we got to work this out with him. And we say all this in Jesus' name.
To the man.
Amen. Jesus.
Amen.
So let's see if that works. So Maynard, who you got for the greatest boxer of all time?
Jack Johnson.
All right, the Lord ain't working in quick time today. All right, that's cool. We'll check back with him later.
Ooh, man. All right, let's talk about...
Did you just impugn the Lord's name? You said the Lord ain't doing his job? Oh, my goodness.
Not in quick time.
That's what you said. That's what you said. The Lord ain't doing his thing. Oh, no, Lord.
All right, let's talk about Future before we go. Lamont, Future dropped the album, rumored to be dropping another album in like a week or two, back-to-back albums. You know, you in the record business. You know how this goes. Is this good for hip hop? We talked about Remy, and you said that, you know, the diss, which I agree is good for hip hop right now. Is Future dropping 2 albums back to back good for hip hop right now?
In my personal opinion, no. And the reason why is because, you know, I think it's like any other business. You flooding the market, you're decreasing the value of your product. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you want to do the double album thing, just put it all out together. You know what I'm saying? But I just think, you know, you're giving the consumers a whole lot to consume. And I think, you know, overall, that's what's wrong with the music business overall, because we're not, you know, giving people time to kind of take the music in and digest it and live with it before we give them something else, you know, new to consume. Now, I got my stopwatch on because Maynard's going to say, oh, I'm on a rant and I can't give my true opinion. So I'll just wrap it up and just say no. Maynard, was that better?
Yeah, man, you got to do you. I don't have a problem with how you do this thing, man. Why are you making your life about how I do, huh? I know that you got the waffles and the butter with your 2% milk and your turkey sausage. I prefer bacon.
That was so country club. That was so country club right there.
Yo, whoa.
Right? Fresh squeezed orange juice with the pulp strained and shit. Set off to the side. You know, hey, look, man. I don't buy anything that Future puts out, so I'm good on that. Lamont, I'll give you some more time so you can continue with your foolishness.
So let me ask you this: Are you saying it because it's too current? Is it because it's not classic hip hop? It's not like a
I don't like the mama records. It's not me. I'm not a fan of trap.
Maynard, what was the last album? What was the last album you bought?
Yeah. How about that?
I bought the Common album. I bought the Tribe Called Quest album. I bought the De La album. I bought the Chance the Rapper joint. What?
Well, you didn't buy Chance the Rapper. You downloaded it for free.
Well, yeah, whichever. I mean, I got it. Put it like
No. Let's be very careful, because it's funny, as I'm gonna give a shameless plug. It's a major industry publication. I just did an article on that matter. So, you know, we'll talk about that in the next episode, but let's just be clear. You didn't buy Chance the Rapper. You got it for free. So go ahead, man.
Right. Is that, I'm sorry. I just got checked. My bad.
No, I'm just saying, you said you bought it, and I don't want you lying to the people, Playboy, because you my man. You know what I'm saying?
I think and you know, I apologize for not putting it out there exactly perfectly clear. Spud basically asked me what the last joint I bought, and I just went on to say, here are the most recent ones. And you're right. I said that I bought it and I didn't buy it. It came for free. That is correct.
Right. So let me ask you this, Maynard, because we just got to talking about Kellyanne Conway. Is that an alternative fact that you just gave? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not. I simply misspoke. I'm not standing by. I'm not standing by the idea that I bought it or whatever. I said, oh, you know what? You're right. Because I think what Spud was asking me is, if I'm not listening to Future, what recent stuff am I listening to? Which is probably more of the question than what I have purchased.
Gotcha.
And I answered it that way, and I said, oh, okay, you know what? That's a great point of clarification. I'm not going to sit up here and say, no, I did buy it. No, I didn't say that. Relax yourself, my dude. Just relax yourself.
Okay. I mean, take a yesterday we really did have a lot of love yesterday. I mean, we had a lot of love going on. Don't do that. What happened today? I mean, is it Monday? Did y'all have a bad day? Is you guys tired? I mean, what happened to the love
let me
on
speak
this
up.
microphone?
Look, now he about to say something on my name.
No. I'm just saying, like, really, quiet as kept one time for Future, man, because maybe it was like 4 years ago. I was in Atlanta, and I went to, I think it was a Hot 107's 9 birthday bash. I think it was at Phillips Arena, whatever it was. And Maynard, I kind of felt the same way you did until I was in the arena with about 50,000 people, and I experienced what Future does, and I said, okay, these 50,000 people in this arena, they can't be wrong. And that's what he does, like, all over the world.
So I'm so confused. I'm so thoroughly confused, because just a minute ago you said, if you see people throwing rocks and they throwing rocks and you think that's right, then you should throw the rocks too. But you said that you weren't feeling Future, and then 50,000 people who you don't even know,
right,
all of a sudden made you start saying, I gotta feel this? My dude, come on, tell me, what did you stand for? Because I know I'm gonna tell you, here are the things I stand for. I am where I am on this. I will break out. If I lose my Paid in Full album, my Unfinished Business album, my first 2 Mary J. Blige albums, my Raising Hell, I will go buy them again. That's who I am. That's what I do. I don't have I'm a lifelong Democrat. That's who I am. That's what I do. I believe cheesesteaks are the greatest food on the face of the planet. That's who I am. That's what I do. Nobody bakes a cake as tasty as a tasty cake. That's what I believe. What do you believe in, Lamont? In your core of your soul, what do you believe in, my dude? What do you believe?
So are you finished? What I was trying to say, and I almost might have to give you a little credit there, because I did hit you with a little bit of contradiction. But what I'm saying is, once I saw this guy in a performance, in concert, whatever you want to call it, and maybe it was the environment, maybe it was even, because I'm not a weed smoker, because there was a lot of weed in the air. Maybe I was high. I don't know what it was, but at that moment, I was like, you know what? I kind of like this dude. I like the energy that he was giving the people. Some of the songs I knew, you're right. I can't understand everything that he says, but you know what? I didn't really understand every word that Michael Jackson was saying, because I'm still trying to figure out, is he saying "shum on" or "come on"? I mean, you feel what I'm saying? So let's not act like Michael and his enunciation of all of his words, who, by the way, was one of the greatest artists ever to crack a mic. You know what I'm saying? Even, we can go heavy, because I know this is your era. Some stuff that Stevie Wonder was saying back in the day. I'm like, okay, can you enunciate that properly? So I can't fault Future and Migos and some of these other kids and some of the stuff that they saying, because I thought when in Bad and Bougie, he was saying shot, 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 and he calling the girl a thot, thot, thot. I said, oh, okay, so you got to just give him a break, Playboy. That's all I'm saying, man.
Well,
So
I'll say this. When you talk about Michael Jackson and Shamon or Mama Say, Mama Sa, Mamakusa, or some of the, you're talking about 1 or 2 little lines in a Mike Jack song. You're talking about 1 or 2 lines in a Stevie Wonder song. I'm talking about in some of the mumble rap joints, we're talking about a whole album where all I understood was, yeah. And the whole album. In 12 songs, I didn't understand anything. So, and then let's just be real, please. There's no possible way. I don't care what record sales you put up or anything. Don't breathe Michael Jackson or Stevie Wonder's name in the same space as Migos and damn Future. Are you crazy? Don't do that. Don't be disrespectful. Sir.
Spud. Can I get that penalty box, Playboy? Because my man got to go sit down in the penalty box with these waffles.
Dude, you always trying to dictate who's going to do what. You're wrong, Lamont. You're just wrong, man. Stand for something, man. Don't waffle.
All right, man. You're right. I'm going to pancakes in the morning. How about that? I'm doing pancakes tomorrow.
There you are, flip-flopping again. Come on, man. Be who you are, man. Be who you are. Come on, man. Don't do this to me, man. I don't know. Hold on, Spud. This is what I don't know if I can go into battle.
Hold on, we out.
I can't go into battle. I can't go into battle because if I go into battle, I gotta decide whether or not Lamont really gonna be there behind me. I'm uncomfortable.
Ladies and gentlemen, episode 14 in the can. We truly appreciate y'all listening to this episode. Make sure you download it on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, or wherever you listen to this iPad. Tell all your friends. Let them know that we here, 3 Black Guys with a Mic.com. If you want to make a comment on this episode and you want to please tell Maynard to come back from the future, you can email us at 3blackguyswithamic@gmail.com. Until next Tuesday, we will holla! Peace out. Whoa. Y'all are hilarious, man. That shit was funny.